I think we're on here.
All right. Hey.
There's Macy. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Macy has been asking me for quite some time to start a YouTube channel, and she is fairly persistent. So,
I convinced him to get us chickens. I'm that persistent.
Yeah.
I was only in first grade.
So anyway, I started a YouTube channel just to document some of the stuff we do around the house. And today is the first day we decided to try to film a few little things. So today we moved some chickens around. We planted some new stuff and got some strawberries in the ground. We'll take you around and show you a few of those things. And Macy is going to be planting a bee balm in some of the compost that we've created. I'll show you that, and then maybe in the future we'll do a video about composting. So we'll talk to you in a minute. These are some of our raised beds in the back. This is usually like wildflowers and a few veggies and stuff like that. And then today Ella cleaned this all up with some help from Macy. And we add, this is our asparagus garden. We're starting to see some asparagus coming up. And I recently found out that strawberries and asparagus do really well together. So Ella and Macy planted 6 Ozark strawberry plants in here today. So that was one of the things that we got done today. I'll show you the composting area. Hey, Mace. This has just been a really junky composting area, meaning I literally just take any of the scraps from around the yard, anything that we do, and run them down into this area. I've been doing some reading and some watching of some videos on composting, and probably in a future video we'll build a composting bin down here and show a little bit about what we're going to try to do there. But this is where we got all the soil today from, just down in this little corner right here. That's probably been there for years, been getting more and more better, organic. Macy calls it black gold.
You're the one who called that.
That's true. These are our peonies. This past late fall, I transplanted all of our peonies down here. We're starting to get a few to bud out just a little bit. Macy worked on cleaning those up a little bit, filling in some dirt today, pulling out some grass. So you just let these grow up in the early spring, get all the flowers you can off of them.
Like this
and
one
then
is starting to bloom out.
Later on you can just kind of mow them down and mow through them and around them. The rest of the
good example. Very
peonies, love peonies, the smell. Only problem is they bring ants into the house. Macy loves ants.
Yeah, love them.
So Macy's going to plant her bee balm now, and I'm going to set up a quick little time lapse for it and see how that goes.
Okay, so first what you want to do is just dig a good hole, and then just squeeze this and try to get it to come out.
Why don't you pick it up and show them?
So you squeeze it, and then you turn it upside down, have it in your hand, turn it upside down, and then boom. And then you plant it in here, and get the good soil. It's just really, it's very simple.
Okay.
It's just how you plant a plant.
Great.
You think I did a good job planting this?
Looks good to me.
Can I water it?
Yeah, put some water on it. So we have 12 chickens and we're getting 12 more. So I only had one coop and run for our chickens right now. And chicks and hens do not play nicely together. Obviously, chicks don't do anything. The hens will peck at them and cause problems. So I'm gonna try to keep them separated for quite a while, probably 6 to 9 months until we get into the winter at least. So the new chicks are gonna get the run that our old chickens and hens have been in all along. And Macy and I, through this quarantine, have been working on building a chicken tractor for these hens, so that they've got a place to go and we can move them around the yard. So anyhow, that's where the chicks are going to go, but we got to clean that all up. It's got a bunch of chicken manure in there that's going to go down in the compost system, and we'll put it, we'll freshen that whole thing up and get it ready for the chicks when they come. This is the new chicken tractor we've been working on. We've got our 12 hens in there. I'll do another video where we actually kind of break down what we did there and how we made that and why we did what we did on different things. But for now, I'll just show you a quick little time lapse of the chicken. So for this next little thing to show you, the one on the other side of the camera is a little camera shy, so I don't think we'll be seeing her. But behind me here, we've got myrtle. So I think it's also referred to as vinca minor or periwinkle. Amy transplanted a lot of this, or at least convinced me to transplant a bunch of it years ago. And it's been growing up this hillside, and now it's done so good, it's starting to take over. So she's got me, you see the flags there. I've got to get all of the vinca minor, periwinkle, myrtle out from behind that, so that in the end we've got a nice cropped edge there, and we're going to transplant all that down there, down the hillside down there. So anyhow, I'm going to set up a time lapse and see if you can watch that that edge get drawn. All right, so I just finished that time lapse. Hope you like it. This vinca minor, we've been working on this for, I'd say every bit of, how many years now? 10 years we've been working on this front right here. And so I've moved a lot of that through the years and have figured out kind of some tools to use. We use a half moon spade. Where's my half moon spade, Mace? Did you put it up?
Yeah.
Use a half moon spade, and then I use a real small little, another shovel, which apparently they put up already.
Sorry.
It's a real thin little shovel that's flat, and I just slice underneath of that and work my way down. I use that half moon spade to cut the back edge of it, which gave me this whole edge right here. And then it ends up looking like, excuse me, Mace.
Okay.
That's all right. Show you here. It ends up looking like just the edge of a landscaping bed, kind of like typically on the outside, but now here we are on the inside of a landscaping bed. So the whole thing, let me flip this camera around. So that's your typical outside edge over there. We haven't even edged those for the year, but now we've got the inside edge looking like a typical edge of a landscaping bed. This stuff had come up, it can get invasive, and it had come up and completely was choking out that plant right there. We had to do a lot of TLC on it. There's Amy's shoes right there, but she won't say hi.
Hi.
There she is. But this myrtle, what's really cool is this originally came out of our woods. Back on our property, we have a cemetery from like late 1700s, early 1800s, a real small family plot. And I guess back in the day, they used to put myrtle, vinca minor, periwinkle, whatever you call it, they would put it in cemeteries, and it would keep the maintenance down. And so all the woods behind the cemetery and in the cemetery itself is now covered from 100+ years of periwinkle and stuff growing in there. So we harvested some out of the woods and started transplanting around our property, and that's how ultimately we've got this. We've got a couple other patches on the property, but anyhow, that was a big project for the day. We did a couple other things, but that's probably enough for today.
Stay.
Tell them what you're doing.
All right, so first, I'm very proud of this, Lucy. I'm very proud of this. I started training our dog Lucy a little bit. She's 11 years old, and I'm training her to do the bang your dead thing, and she's been really good. I taught her it like 2 days ago-ish. Lucy, come here. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Hey, Lucy, bang! Come on, Lucy, come here. Lucy, stay. Lucy, bang! Good girl.
So right now it's a very slow, painful death, but she's learning nonetheless. Macy's been reading a book about training dogs.
And I'm teaching her to wave.
We've been thinking about getting a new dog, and so before we get a new dog, we need to do some research on how to train dogs. And Macy's been doing a good job with that. So say bye, Lucy. See if you can get her to say bye.
Okay, say bye. Say bye. Good girl. Oh, it's on. Okay. So I'm just transplanting a tiny bit of myrtle since this won't fit, so I'm just gonna dig a little hole and put it in there. It's not very exciting, but you guys see it. All right, hold on. Give me a second. All right, there we go. As I said, not exciting at all. Tight. Ooh, it's a little worm.
Eat it.